This is the group Healing Hands from the UH Manoa Nursing School. We will be reporting on the vulnerable population of incarcerated women in Hawaii, the United States, and throughout the world. First of all, I'm just going to define incarceration, which is imprisonment or confinement in jail or the penitentiary. The vulnerable population is one that is capable of being physically or emotionally wounded because of their financial situation, health, age, illness, disability, or personal characteristics. In June of 2008, the Bureau of Justice reported that the number of women in the state and federal prisons has risen 1.2% from 2007, reaching over 115,000 women in prison. Women are the fastest growing segment of the prison population. The majority are non-white, with 63% in the state and 67% in the federal prisons are Black or Hispanic. Almost half of all are under the age of 25. 64% have not even finished high school. In February of 2009, the Committee on Public Safety reported that women are now 16% of Hawaii's incarcerated population. 84% are in for nonviolent crimes. Hawaii's female incarcerations are above the national average and rising. The Penal Reform International reported over 500,000 women are imprisoned around the world. That's 2 to 9% of the prison population in the world, and most of them are for petty or nonviolent crimes.
Hi, I'm going to be talking about the factors that contribute to this vulnerable population of incarcerated women. And Christy mentioned a lot of the statistics that have to do with the determinants of health, so I'm just going to touch up on those. Some of the biological factors that we see among incarcerated women are in America, the majority is Black and Hispanics. The statistics or the demographics here in Hawaii weren't available. Some behavioral factors that contribute to this group are 85% of these female offenders are in for substance abuse, usually with methamphetamine or ice, and crimes related to that. And the other 15% have other violent violations, etc. Some social environmental factors for this group is that they live below or at the poverty line. Most of them have a history of domestic violence, history of child abuse, and have a lack of family support. Some physical environmental factors in this group are they live in close quarters or in neighborhoods that have increased drug and crime rates, or they are homeless. And just to mention that in the prison itself, there is the issue of overcrowding. At the women's prison here, there's currently 296 women in a facility meant for 258. Access to care is found at the Women's Community Correctional Facility here in Kailua. It's Hawaii's only prison for women, and it holds female offenders who are pre-trial, awaiting sentencing, or who are sentenced. And they can be anywhere from minimal to maximum security levels. Some of the treatments or programs that WCCC offers are substance abuse therapy communities, parenting educational classes, health fairs, and Project Bridge, which is a program meant to help the incarcerated women transition back into society. Now we have Alisa.
Hi, I'm going to talk about some health risks or health problems concerning incarcerated women. One is substance abuse problems. A lot of these women are in prison for drug-related charges, so they already have a substance abuse problem. Another issue is mental health problems. A lot of these women have history of domestic violence. They have history of rape. They have poor family support. This all leads to mental health problems. Also, a huge problem in the prisons is STDs and other communicable diseases because they are confined in a small space, and they also report a high incidence of rape, especially guard-on prisoner rape in the women's prisons. In the worst facilities, 1 out of 4 women are estimated to have been raped by a staff member. A lot of these can lead to STDs, and also they can lead to pregnancy. These women do not always have access to women's health resources. Even if the prison offers such resources, a lot of these women are afraid to report anything or report any sexual assault incidences, or to seek counseling after the sexual assault has occurred, because they are afraid of retaliation. The thing that makes this population especially vulnerable to rape in prison is that the huge imbalance of power. The prison guards have such a strong say in everything that they do, including phone privileges, including number of cigarettes they can smoke. The prison guards have access to where these women sleep. They have access to where these women bathe. This puts them at high risk, and they're very afraid of retaliation. And a lot of this rape is forcible rape, where they're just raped against their will with physical force. And some of these women have traded sex for certain privileges, such as cigarettes or different kinds of privileges you can get in prison. Outside of the prison walls, this would be considered prostitution. However, because of the huge imbalance of power within the prison walls, this is considered sexual assault. Okay, next we have Jenna.
Hi. One public health strategy that we found was the Rape Elimination Act of 2003. This piece of legislation was created as the magnitude of sexual assault is not well understood among prisoners. Also, this act requires the Bureau of Justice Statistics to carry out a comprehensive analysis every year of the incidence and prevalence of sexual assault in correctional facilities. The goal of this intervention is to develop more reliable methods to address this problem and help with elimination.
I'll be talking about roles of the public health nurse with the vulnerable population of incarcerated women. Basically, there's 2 avenues that she can take. The first is to go to the prison and speak directly with the client, or she can take the avenue of working on developing policies for her due to her situation, and she can also implement new policies as necessary. First, it's important for the nurse to establish trust. This client is vulnerable, therefore she is also in a hopeless state, which leads to more, it's like a downward spiral. She can eventually go into depression and complete lockdown. It's important that the nurse encourages the woman to seek health care. She has, most women have trust issues with either the people that work in the prison or from prior experiences. So she should let the client know that she is there at all hours, as any time of the day or as needed. The nurse should provide care based on the specific needs, assess what the client needs, implement a plan of care, and follow through with that and evaluate. Roles of the health nurse, she needs to assess proper diet and health, especially women's health due to the rape issue. She needs to assess the diseases of the incarceration. She should treat the client and the entire prison as a whole. She should also look at prisons locally and nationally to discover any sort of trends, or evaluate plans that are working for one place or not the other. That's it for my portion. And that sums up our presentation of the vulnerable population of females I'd like to thank you for your time, and aloha.